12 signs an introverted guy is falling for you. Number 1. Their little acts of kindness to you. To an introvert, small gestures have a greater meaning. You won't see them straight away going for flashy or extravagant displays. Such acts can be considered over the top, artificial, or showy by introverts. However, they are capable of romantic gestures. Their idea of real romance isn't superficial. Introverts prefer to perform thoughtful acts of kindness and affection rather than purchase flowers and chocolates. Perhaps they will pick up the candy you used to love as a child, but haven't had for years. They might offer to help you run errands, if you have a lot to do, so that you don't have to worry about them. After a long day of work, they might decide to cook for you. Introverts, in particular, tend to be great at this type of daily love and support. Don't ignore their efforts, because they are attempting to express their appreciation to you. Number 2. They can be relied upon. Introverts often act and speak with purpose. Words may come more easily to extroverts, but introverts know actions speak louder than words. Introverts are more reserved and stable types as opposed to showy and unpredictable charmers. If you can win their trust and win their respect, you will be rewarded with their dependability. So, if an introvert says they will do something or be somewhere and they seem to be falling for you, you can definitely trust them. Therefore, if you are feeling safe, supported, and protected by the introvert in your life, it's no coincidence. By consciously allowing their energy to be available to you, they are showing their commitment to you. Number 3. They want to be around you more frequently. The need for solitude is greater for introverts than for extroverts. For that reason, you need to look at it from their perspective, instead of yours. Be understanding of introverts' need for space. Introverts take refuge within themselves for rest. For an introvert, spending 24 hours a day with someone can be overwhelming. If you see them several times a week, this still seems like a lot to them. Being by themselves does not feel lonely to introverts, they are comfortable with solitude. Therefore, when they actively choose to be with you, consider it a compliment. You will most likely spend more time together as you build a strong foundation and fall in love. Now that they are comfortable with you, being in your company is less draining, and not as tiring as before. It is a sign of your acceptance to an introvert's inner circle if you start spending a lot of time with them. Number 4. You can tell from their body language. It is common for many introverts to be unsure of what they should do when they like you, particularly in the beginning. As they are unsure of how to act physically, they may seem shy or even standoffish. Often, introverts aren't great at traditional flirting. Introverts may overthink physical affection too, as they live more in their heads. An introvert may feel embarrassed or uncertain when someone constantly stares at them or tries to touch them. It may even seem as if they avoid touch or public displays of affection in the early stages of dating and getting to know each other. The more an introvert warms up to you, the more their body language will begin to reflect their feelings. Therefore, they will become more comfortable expressing themselves physically. Consider subtle cues like looking at you or gently touching your arm, rather than overt signs like grabbing, kissing, and cuddling. Number 5. You have deep conversations. Many introverts possess the ability to reflect and be self-aware, making them engaging to talk to. It is simply because introverts avoid small talk that they may appear shy to others. Having to be around people and lots of noise drains their energy, so constantly engaging in small talk can be draining for them. When introverts become bored or uncomfortable with a particular conversation, they are likely to be very quiet. However, this deep thinker often enjoys covering a wide range of topics, particularly when they can discuss a real-life issue or person. Talking for the sake of talking does not appeal to introverts, but they enjoy meaningful conversation with others when they find the company engaging. In this way, an introvert shows you who they really are. The smaller the group, the more likely introverts are to have deeper conversations since the environment allows that to happen. Number 6. They continue to reveal their personality to you. Introverts are more likely to reveal their true self over a period of time, instead of instantly like extroverts. So they won't overexpose themselves too quickly, they will remove one layer at a time. The more you learn about them, the more layers of their personalities will be revealed to you. Despite what people may assume, introverts are often funny, passionate, and have an enviable sense of humor. But seeing the full picture of an introvert's multifaceted personality may take some time. The introvert won't share their private life with just anyone, so you know this is a sign that they are opening up to you. Number 7. They pay attention to little details. Introverts who are in love are attentive, even if they are not over the top with their feelings. Introverts are more comfortable with certain modes of communication. For instance, they may prefer to write rather than talk. Don't be surprised if they text you during the day to see how your day is going. It is common for them to be genuinely curious about others. In order to better understand who you are, they ask you sincere questions about yourself and your life. When someone listens to your answer, you'll know it's sincere and not for show. Your words or details will stick with them. It's basically because they're focused on you when they're around you. Number 8. Your affectionate words are reciprocated. For an introvert, particularly when it comes to expressing their genuine feelings, taking the initiative can be so much more difficult. Sometimes, they may find it difficult to express themselves or say things that are considered romantic and soppy. Trying to figure out how much they love you can sometimes seem like getting blood from a stone. In time, however, introverts gain the confidence to express how they feel when they're in love, when you provide a little reassurance. However, don't necessarily assume they will declare their love for you first. If an introvert has difficulty expressing themselves, it may be easier for them to listen to your feelings before they are willing to acknowledge that they feel the same way. Number 9. Their compliments can be easily missed. To pick up an introvert's compliment, you need to pay attention. Certainly you won't get showered with them. If you get one, you'll know they're sincere. Instead of "wow, you look so hot tonight," you'll likely receive a more subtle compliment that seems so subtly innocuous that you are unsure it is even a compliment. For instance, they might say, "That color suits you," or "That dress is lovely." As opposed to extroverts who take delight in displaying their feathers, introverts tend not to overly flatter in order to draw your attention. Number 10. They want to try new things with you. Feeling fatigued after being in large crowds is one of the more typical signs of introversion. It is also draining for introverts to spend too much time in busy or noisy venues. When you ask them to go to concerts, bars or parties, even though they know they are not their scene, and they say they would be happy just to go, then they are willing to put themselves out of their comfort zone just to please you. Introverts who try to become more outgoing can suffer consequences. In a way, it makes them feel like they have the low energy of a hangover. Nevertheless, if the consequences are worth taking, you can rest assured they do so because they value you. Number 11. Your silences are comfortable. Introverts aren't interested in filling the gaps in conversation with mindless chit-chat. Keeping a conversation going takes a lot of energy, even in the early stages of dating. To an introvert, it is essential that they feel comfortable being around you without having to talk constantly. An introvert loves comfortable silences, when both of you are content to be together, and that is all they need. We all know, however, that it can become awkward if you aren't with the right person. It's a good sign if you're all at peace together. 12. They introduce you to their friends. Introverts tend to have fewer friends than extroverts. They value quality over quantity largely due to their limited energy supply for socializing. An introvert is more likely to have fewer connections, but those connections are very close. This group of few individuals is carefully selected because the bond between them is strong, and each person gives 100% of their energy to the relationship. It demonstrates that you have penetrated past the external walls of an introvert's life and reached their inner sanctuary when you are introduced to their world and people.